Bound for Glory tonight, October 21st. Right away, the first match on this card, Will Ospreay versus Mike Bailey. Are you kidding me? Will Ospreay, the year he's having, not just in New Japan, but the matches he's having in AEW. I can't think of a talent that's gone from one promotion that he doesn't work for to another where they have a work relationship, where he's basically won on every major pay-per-view. So not only is Will putting on these phenomenal matches, he's just been booked so strong.
Yeah, he's been talking about the year he had and how he's been on 3 or 4 companies' biggest cards, talking about how his future could possibly lie in Impact Wrestling, which I would be very surprised by, but saying something like that almost makes me buy the show. Now, we did buy the show. I would say, 1, because of the Will Ospreay match, obviously, but 2, because Bound for Glory usually delivers. Now, we don't regularly keep up with Impact, but it doesn't mean we're not fans. And some of the matches they have on this card are, really, I think they're going to steal the show. Ospreay, Mike Bailey is obviously one of them. You got to go to that title match with Josh Alexander coming back to take on Alex Shelley. Got a little bit of that cold fog on me. I remembered the main event. And Dave, let them know some of the other matches on here.
Yeah. There we go, baby. We got MK Ultra, Killer Kelly, and Masha Slamovich versus Deonna Purrazzo and Tasha Steelz for the Impact Tag Championship. Chris Sabin versus Kenta. That's for the X Division title. So, again, we're going to have some more New Japan talent in that match. The Rascals, Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz versus ABC. That's Ace Austin and Chris Bay. That's a talented team right there. The Call Your Shot Gauntlet. I don't have the participants here in this, but it's a 20-person intergender Call Your Shot. The winner receives a trophy and a contract they can invoke anytime within 1 year for a championship match of their choosing. So kind of impacts Money in the Bank. PCO versus Rhino versus Steve Macklin versus Moose Monsters Ball. Look at some of the legendary Monster Ball matches like AJ Styles and Abyss. Abyss was such a known talent. These usually always deliver. It's basically an anything goes match. Rhino is a veteran of these. PCO is insane. This should be awesome. Trinity versus Mickie James. Great storyline here. Mickie James had put her career on the line, almost similar to what Ric Flair did in the WWE many, many years ago, where every match was a career match, and she wasn't stepping away until she lost. She won the title. Mickie got injured. They did the storyline where she stepped away, but now she's back, and she's facing the champ Trinity. And the main event, Alex Shelley, a guy who's been one of the top performers for years, who got his chance to win the gold this year, is the man in Impact Wrestling, is taking on Josh Alexander, who arguably had the greatest run in Impact in a long time. As far as like homegrown talents, Josh Alexander was killing it before he got injured, and now he's back.
Yeah, now look at the people in that Monsters Ball match. That is going to be a hoss fight. Do you want to read all the matches, and then we'll quickly give our picks?
All right, Ospreay and Bailey. Ospreay.
Gotta be Ospreay, 100%.
Sabin and Kenta, X Division. I'm going to go Sabin on that one. I say the belt stays in Impact.
I got Kenta.
All right, we'll see. Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly. I'll go. They win the tag team championships over Purano and Steel.
I believe they are the champions.
Hold on. Yes.
See, I want Purrazzo and Steelz so much, but from what I'm gathering, ABC is a team that now I haven't watched much Impact, so Purrazzo and Steelz could be a team that regularly teams up. But Masha Slamovich, the year she had last year going into this year, she's got to hold the tag titles. I think that's too good a team.
Yep, and I'm going to go, again, maybe if I follow Impact a little more closely every week, this one's a little tougher for me, but I will keep the titles on the Rascals over Austin and Bay for now.
Just to do something different, I'm going to say ABC gets it because they are yet another faction of the Bullet Club that's kind of out there. And I like Ace Austin's chances. Chris Bay, incredible talent.
I have no idea who's in this Call Your Shot gauntlet. I will say that Crazy Steve is a guy that they've been profiling lately. They've had, different things with him, almost similar to Mick Foley back in the day with JR, with Mankind, where look behind the person. And now he's come back with different face paint and more of a character. I'm going to say he wins this without knowing even the participant.
I'm going to tie this into a little possible news coming out of this event, and this is a long shot. This is me going all in,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna say CM Punk wins the Call Your Shot scramble, because there's been various reports. This week it came out that WWE was looking to sign CM Punk, and then there's word there's no interest, depending on what Facebook page you believe. He was offered a contract by Impact. And what makes that interesting is, do you know where tonight's Bound for Glory is?
As soon as you said this, I did not know, but yes, it's Chicago.
Cicero Stadium in Chicago, a building that MLW usually runs. So the likelihood of this is it's a long shot, because if CM Punk has between Impact and WWE, it's not like WWE is going to announce that he's coming back. But there's a part of me that wants to believe that CM Punk really is in it for the wrestling, is in it to develop the talent. And I think somebody that really needs that right now is Impact. So I'm going the long shot on that one.
I would be happy if he went to Impact Wrestling, and I would hope it would work out. PCO versus Rhino versus Macklin versus Moose. Monsters Ball. I'm going to go Steve Macklin. He's the guy they've been developing on Impact. I say he gets it done.
Yeah, it's got to be Macklin, because I see Macklin versus Alexander down the road. Not to give away another pick on this card.
Hey, listen. Trinity versus Mickie James for the Knockouts title. I'm going to go Trinity, because I have this sneaking suspicion Mickie James might not be in WWE much. I mean, she might not be in Impact much longer. I'm thinking she came back to finish this story, popular term nowadays in wrestling, and she'll lose, put Trinity over, and we might see her with her husband down the road.
I see the same win, but I see it more because this is a time to, Trinity has the title, and it makes her stronger to defend it and retire Mickie James from Impact than it does for her to lose it and chase it. So I see Trinity as well.
By the way, I just found the names for the Call Your Shot gauntlet. We'll get back to that, though. Alex Shelley versus Josh Alexander. I say Josh Alexander gets the title back, because as much as I love Alex Shelley, this is Josh's run that he was on before, and I think it's time to reclaim it.
Yeah, Alexander was on such a run before having to relinquish that belt. And like the matchups we could see, him versus Macklin. Let's say Punk comes back, him versus Punk. This guy, he is a top star at Impact. Sadly, I feel like anywhere else he would like kind of slide to the mid card. And that's not because of a lack of talent. It's because everybody else is so stacked. Impact seems to have the right size roster where Josh Alexander makes that perfect champion, I think.
I agree. Call Your Shot gauntlet. There's other names that are technically in it, but we'll stick with Joe's prediction, because obviously that would be a surprise. Jake Something, Dirty Dango, Champagne Singh, Eric Young, Jordan Grace, Brian Myers, Shira, Kylan King, Jody Threat, Bully Ray, Joe Hendry, Frank Kazarian, Kenny King, Deshelle Saw, Eddie Edwards. I'm just mentioning this because I'm going to change my pick. Obviously, Crazy Steve is not in here, and he's not somebody that I would see as some kind of surprise. So without knowing, well, I'm hoping for Joe's prediction, but we'll see what happens. But I'll go with Eddie Edwards out of the names that we're in.
Now that I hear the names in there, I'm going to go with the most likely pick is going to be Dirty Dango, and the returning Vladimir Kozlov is going to help him, because that was another note from this week that Kozlov returned to Impact to help Dirty Dango.
I think Joe's prediction of CM Punk would be awesome for Impact Wrestling. It'd be major news for that company.